Alright, this video is for Jason. I have your stuff finished. So you sent me, let's see, you sent me a, oh shit. I don't even remember what this was. Was this the SL5 or a CL5 or some shit? I think it's the SL5 iFlight. It was the HD. I'm pretty sure it was the bind and fly for my flight. So you sent me this, and you sent me this frame, and you wanted this swapped to this. So that's what we got. This is the Bando Killer frame. It's such a nice frame. It's such a pain in the ass to put together, especially the front part. I mean, it just has so many little pieces, like each of these pieces and these pieces, and it's just like a ton of shit up front. But when it all comes together, it's just so nice. The carbon is beautiful, and everything about this frame is just perfect. Only problem I had was, well, for one, I had to turn the 4-in-1 sideways, otherwise it wasn't going to fit, mainly because of this post right here in the back. But even if I were to take that out, the air unit would have been in the way. So yeah, I had to turn it sideways. So I had to remap the motors, but it is on 4.2.2, so you know, you shouldn't have to update the firmware for a while. But when you do, don't forget that you're going to need to remap the motors if you update the firmware. But it's on the newest now, so it also had these clear pieces, and this was to make it HD. So I think that this is the exact same frame as the non-HD. The only thing they did was added these pieces, so these little polycarbonate pieces right here, and that's to make the camera fit. You can see from the top there, they're kind of like just spacers on each side, and those were a pain in the ass too, because you got to put, oh, why is that screw out? You got to put, what are those things called? Those inserts, like these. I can't think of the name right now, but yeah, you got to put those into the polycarbonate piece, and then you put the screws in, and then you screw the camera on. Yeah. And it doesn't stay like super tight. Like I'm tightening it right now, and the, oh wait, actually, you know what? Never mind. I was wrong. That does tighten down tight. I thought that it was spinning around in the polycarbonate, so it wasn't tightening, but it is tightened. So yeah, that's super tight right there. So to change your angle, you just need to undo these two screws right here, and then you can move it, adjust it to the angle that you want. It's probably at like a 30, 35 right now. The other thing is, because I had to turn the 4-in-1 sideways, the plug no longer reached because it was a really short plug, so I had to make up my own longer one, put that in there. And then another thing was, you don't get a lot of space in here, so it was pretty close, but it did all fit. You can see it's still got a little bit of squish there for the flight controller, so that's good to go. Added a GPS. I put it on the arm out here. That's all set up and ready to go. I activated and updated the air unit. It's on the 0600 firmware. And I think that's about it. It turned out really nice. Yeah, so let's, oh, and then you got a crossfire. I forgot about that. Yeah, I added a crossfire nano. It's in the front here. You can get to the bind button right there through the top, or from the side right here, if you do need to push the bind button. So my crossfire module is on 3.72, so if yours is as well, then it'll just bind right up. Otherwise, it'll ask you to update, and then it'll update. All right, so let's do a quick hover on this one. It's already bound up to my radio. It is running props out. I need a new tripod. Shit. Alright. Here we go. Alright, it's flying pretty nice, but I'm not too sure about these props. You might want to get some different ones, try some different ones out. These ones aren't bad, but there's better ones, so I think these might be the ones that came stock with that iFlight bind and fly. I think, let's see, they are 5140s and they're the Nazguls. Alright, so that's that. I just have one other one real quick to show, and this is one that I built for you from scratch. Let's put that one in there. So this is the Tomoquad's katana, whatever you want to call it. It has the air unit. It has a Mamba stack and the Airblade 1404 3850 kV motors and the same GPS as on the Bando Killer. It has its own little holder in the back here. Fits in there very nice too. Threw on some of the Flywoo. What are these? 6 by 15 or something like that. Shit, I don't even remember anymore. But I put the back two on the top and the front two on the bottom. This thing turned out really nice. This is a really nice frame as well. I don't know if I've shown one before. I know I've built some for some people, but between these motors and these props, these are the 4025s. I think there's some lower pitch ones as well. I don't know about lower pitch for 2-blade for 4-inch. I'm not 100% sure on that, but if there's like a 4015 or a 4020 or something like that, you might want to try some other 2 blades out. But with this setup right here, you should be getting super long flight times. If you use like between a 650 and an 850 4S, you're gonna get really long flight times on this. Or if I'm talking like 10 or more minutes, but if you wanted like more power or shorter flight time with more power, you could throw on some 3 blades on here or something. Actually, it might be just as efficient. Throw on those. Oh, do they have 4-inch? Shit, I keep thinking of the 3-inch, the 3018s and 3015s, I think, or 3016s. That are really good for a 3-inch. I don't think they have those in 4-inch though yet. But anyway, this thing turned out really nice. It is just running the DJI, so I can't test hover it for you, but it turned out really nice. Everything's set up, and the Vista is activated and updated on the 0600. I just added a little bit of Loctite on these nuts right here because I didn't want them to come loose. And that's about it on this guy. Should be a nice little long range flyer for you. Alright, so I'm going to get these boxed up and shipped out, and I'll send you over tracking as soon as I have it. Alright, thanks, Jason.